They met as children in a neighborhood nestled just outside of Seoul. Tunde, the loud, mischievous one, Jaewon, the quiet observer, and Adaora, the Nigerian girl who had just moved into the neighborhood with her mother, her accent thick and her curiosity even thicker. Back then, the three of them were inseparable. Middle school afternoons were filled with rooftop conversations, convenience store snacks, and late-night walks when no one wanted to go home yet. Adaora taught them pidgin phrases. Jaewon sketched them in notebooks. Tunde dared them to sneak into school after hours. Their bond wasn't just childhood nostalgia, it was bone deep, forged in the heat of adolescence. By their late 20s, they were all chasing different dreams. Adaora had become a rising visual artist. Tunde had made a name for himself in marketing. Jaewon had joined a prestigious architecture firm, but as they grew older, everything changed. Tunde always felt it first, the pang of jealousy when Adaora laughed a little longer at Jaewon's quiet jokes, the burn in his gut when she wore her hair down for the first time in high school. He masked it with sarcasm, teasing, pranks that slowly stopped being playful and started to sting. The more he realized how much he needed her, the crueler he became. When Tunde insulted her art in front of the class in college, it was Jaewon who left a sketch of her with a note that read, "Never let anyone make you feel small. You carry the sun in you." He never signed it. She never knew who it was from. She kept it anyway. Now all grown up in their late 20s. The turning point came at an elite art gala at a hotel rooftop. Tunde, feeling cocky, took the mic during the toast and jokingly introduced Adaora's new series as Colorful Chaos, like her, loud, chaotic, and a little confused about where it belongs. The room chuckled awkwardly. Adaora froze, a smile barely holding, but Jaewon, standing quietly near the back, clenched his jaw. Adaora smiled through it, but that night she left early. Angry, humiliated, tired of being a spectacle. Jaewon followed her to the riverside. "I'm so tired of him," she whispered while sitting on a bench. Jaewon didn't respond with words. He took her hand and led her to his car. They didn't speak the whole ride to his apartment. That night marked the beginning. For 7 months, Adaora and Jaewon met in stolen pockets of time. They told no one, especially not Tunde. At first, it was desire, a quiet storm of lust and longing. She'd come to his apartment on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He'd meet her small studio she rented. It started, hands pressed against warm bodies, breathless kisses stolen in elevators, silk slipping down skin. The tension between them, a flame neither wanted to put out. But something changed. Jaewon began leaving sticky notes in her bag. "Don't skip breakfast." Adaora, sipping coffee while watching the sunrise with his scent still on her, staying up late while he designed and she painted. They began cooking together after, laughing, lingering. Their affair, once rooted in secrecy and hunger, deepened into something terrifyingly tender. In the silence, they discovered each other. No masks, no expectations, just want. Jaewon was gentle, attentive. He knew her rhythms. She trusted his touch. The rumors hit Tunde like a sucker punch. A whispered conversation at a mutual friend's birthday party. A picture of Jaewon's car parked outside Adaora's building. Too late at night, multiple times a week. Someone else mentioned how close they seemed lately. Tunde didn't want to believe it, but when he saw Jaewon touch the small of her back, a moment so brief it could have passed as accidental, something inside Tunde shattered. Tunde couldn't sleep that night. He thought back to their childhood, how they used to walk Adaora home together, how he was the one who carried her books when her backpack broke, how he was the one who stood up for her in middle school when the neighborhood boys made fun of her accent. How did it end like this? The next evening, Tunde confronted Jaewon at the architecture firm's parking garage. "You really couldn't resist, huh?" Tunde's voice was low, shaking with barely contained rage, fists clenched. "You knew how I felt about her. You grew up with us, for goodness sake." Jaewon turned, calm. "If you came here to start something, I came here to end something." Tunde stepped closer. 7 months. You've been screwing her for 7 months while pretending to be the quiet, harmless friend. Jaewon didn't flinch. I didn't pretend. You never told her how you felt. She was mine, Tunde growled. I didn't have to. She knew. She was never yours, Jaewon said, voice hardening. You humiliated her. I loved her. That word, loved, sliced through the air. Jaewon looked at him, sorrowful but resolute. Then why did she come to me? Tunde surged forward and shoved him. You think she loves you? You manipulated her. Jaewon didn't hit back. He just looked at Tunde like he pitied him. At least I made her feel seen. I never toyed with her. Can you say the same? Silence. Jaewon stepped back. You're angry because you lost her, but you never had her. The next day, Tunde appeared in Adaora's studio uninvited. His face was hard. She was mid-brushstroke, caught off guard. She looked at him with surprise, then wariness. I heard the rumors, Tunde said, standing in the middle of her work-in-progress canvases. About you and Jaewon. Adaora said nothing, just watched him. Is it true? He demanded. You and Jaewon, for months? You were sleeping with him this whole time? Adaora narrowed her eyes. Tunde, she said quietly, you don't get to ask me that. Oh, right, he scoffed. Because you were too busy spreading your legs for someone who whispered sweet nothings in your ear? Adaora dropped the brush, slap, then slapped him, hard. The sound echoed. His face snapped to the side. Silence. Adaora's voice was ice. Don't ever speak to me like that again. Tunde's eyes filled, but not with pain, with loss. I loved you, she inhaled. Then why did you only know how to hurt me? Is that what you call love? Tunde touched his cheek, wounded in ways he wouldn't admit. I never meant to hurt you. But you did, she said. Every time you laughed at me, every time you made me feel small so you could feel bigger. He had no answer, and with that, she turned away, just like she had so many times before. Adaora's work was taking off. A curator from Cannes offered her a residency and a gallery contract, the kind of opportunity that changed lives, so she left. No explanations, no goodbyes, no more Minjun, no more Tunde. 6 years passed. Adaora disappeared from Korea's art scene, only to rise in Europe as a powerhouse artist. She built an empire in silence. She didn't speak to either of them until an invitation came. Tunde was getting married. She returned, unsure if her heart would betray her in soul. She came back, maybe for closure, maybe to prove to herself she had moved on. But when Tunde saw her again, he couldn't breathe. When she walked into the rehearsal, he pulled her aside, heart pounding. He said, I can't marry her. I never stopped loving you. I waited for you, he said. I thought you might come back to me. I did come back, she replied softly, but not for you. Jaewon stood at the door of his apartment when she knocked. She hadn't called. He opened it. She stood there, eyes glassy, no words. After a long moment of silence, why did you leave? He whispered. Because I loved you, she said, voice shaking, and I didn't think you'd ever say it back. And if I stayed and you didn't, it would have killed me. Jaewon pulled her inside and pinned her against the wall. I waited for you, he said. I've always loved you, from the moment I left that sketch in your notebook. Adaora's face was shocked. That was you? She mumbled. Jaewon pressed his forehead on hers. My heart has always been yours. Back then, now and forever. I love you, Adaora. That night, they touched each other like they had all the time in the world. No more secrets, no more hiding, no more uncertainty. Afterward, wrapped in his arms, Adaora finally smiled, not from relief, but from peace. Jaewon held her tightly, as if afraid she might disappear again. Then Jaewon whispered into her hair, I want to spend the rest of my life with you.